Hey guys, this is a little tip on maintenance. This is the one we're working on. This is the one, I couldn't find a flywheel, so I'm just going to take one off of this one. This engine actually knocks. But a little tip on maintenance. Some people will say it seems like their lawnmower is running hot. It gets hot, it loses power, it starts smoking. Right here. This is under the engine shroud. Right here, the flywheel blows air and it deflects and blows down through the head to cool it. When that plugs up, it can plug up from numerous things. Usually cutting dry grass, if you got a bunch of leaves, because it has to intake air from somewhere. There's not much of a leaf deflector on the tops of these engines. They're pretty open so they can breathe. And it just, over a period of time, it builds up. You cannot see through them. The air will not blow through there and keep the head of this engine cool. Which basically is keeping the engine cool. When it can't cool it, when it can't get the heat out of it, everything heats up. Spring rings on a piston is a spring steel. Everybody knows when a spring gets hot, it loses tension. It wears out quicker. When that happens, the engine starts smoking. Oil comes by the ring, starts smoking, starts using oil, and everyone assumes, well, my lawnmower isn't that old. It shouldn't be using any oil, so they neglect to check it. You get an engine that knocks. It runs out of oil and you don't know it. This one, as soon as it started knocking, though, luckily the guy said he stopped running it. So most likely what I will do with this one, when I get time later on, I'll pull everything out and I'll mic it, make sure the crank is in good shape. If it is, I'll just put a new rod and a set of rings in this one and get rid of it. It's also the GTS. That's another thing. Everybody gets real excited over these engines. They have to put that GTS in there like it's something special. All it stands for is what it says right here. Guaranteed to start. GTS don't mean it's a 6.5 horsepower that performs like a 10 horsepower. There's nothing special about those three letters. This is the front drive Toro recycler. The front drive. This is a rear drive. I like these better with the bag on them. Everyone knows that cuts with a bagging mower knows when the bag gets full, it gets heavy, it lifts on the front end. These won't pull as good as these. The more that goes in the bag, the more weight it puts on the back end, the better these will pull. But yeah, I just figured I was taking this engine apart and I seen that. I just figured I'd mention that. What you can do to, if you don't want to tear the engine apart like this, to clean it, is what I do is just take a stiff piece of wire. It's got to be stiff. It can't be something like I'm using here. It can't be tie wire. Take a stiff piece of wire, a small screwdriver, anything, with the engine not running. Slide up through these fins. Don't force them. Don't break them off. You do not want to break these. Slide it up through here. Knock this loose. When you start the engine, it'll blow out. Most of it. All of it will not. You may want to do it a couple of times. If you feel confident enough in yourself with it idling, take a piece of wire, you don't jam it way in there if it curls around and jugs into the coil or something, and you will receive something you really don't like. But yeah, just that's a little maintenance. This is just dry grass, is all it is. It just blew dead grass and plugged up. Is all it is. Sometimes when you storm, depending on where you are here in Wisconsin, we have chipmunks really bad. When the winter starts, they start looking for somewhere to go. It don't matter where it is, they'll go anywhere where they can get into a small place and make a bed. They like to get in your mowers and stuff and build little homes in here around the flywheel and all in here. I don't know how many hundreds of mowers, snowblower, whatever it is, that I have cleaned out, that they have built them a little home in, and everyone starts their equipment at the beginning of the new season and something's wrong with it.